鸦片呢就喺沿山饭店咪偷嘅，也给门推出去。就看得到下面有一家有家嘅，不过到底会同到那片呢？俺就一下就来吃看啦。
Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And this week's Black Clover chapter was simple yet explosive. Like seriously, this was huge. This was everything I was hoping it would be. We need to check out this color spread at the beginning because it's so good. Asta looks just like Yami now, and he's even got that side robe thing going on, and he's buffer than before. His neck is a thick, boy.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the queen falls in love with my dude because he looks like a beast. Another cool detail is that he seems to have gotten a new headband, but it still has the demon symbol on it. This is the same symbol that Licht had as the demon god, so there is still some symbolism there with Asta's connection to the other world. Or maybe it's just design choice, I don't know. However, this is how the fanbase connected Nero the bird to the first Wizard King with a similar foreshadowing. Everyone thought that was a crazy theory, but it ended up being true, right? Also, some of you will be wondering, why does Asta have a scar? Well, Asta always had this scar as it was clearly shown to us in chapter 132. It's also revealed later in the chapter that he ditched those goddamn old shoes he used to have in favor of some new ones, those big old boots like Yami. I for one love the new design, as the old ones, I'm telling you, these looked a bit meh, a bit old fashioned. I swear to God, if man was wearing old shoes like that in real life, I would have been roasted like a BBQ on Sunday. Say no more, fam.
I got one question for you.
But what about everyone else? Well, Noelle looks a bit more mature, her hair got longer, and you can tell she moved one of her silver crest earrings down to her neck area as a neck piece. But of course, she's obviously still gonna have that tsundere personality. I don't think that shit will ever change. She's never gonna admit her love to Asta. I mean, when is this bitch gonna do that shit?
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Moving on to Mimosa, who actually hasn't changed a whole lot, just a bit in the hair, and I suppose she got a little older, but nothing too drastic. Sadly, it looks like Sekri, known as Nero, hasn't really changed at all, aside from the new robes that they all got. Tabata opened up all the capes of all the females.
Give your meat a good old rub it. Yeah, boy.
By the way, guys, I'd appreciate it if you'd smash that like button for me and you hit that notification bell, mate, because if you are new here, we cover Black Clover on a weekly basis with bold, deep analysis with theories every week. Join the goddamn sexy ass community and discussion that we have with all these lovely people that are supporting me. I honestly appreciate all of you guys. So, appearances out of the way, there is still a ton to go over in this chapter. For starters, we now know about the type of place called a Grand Magic Zone, which is the border between all kingdoms. We also have to assume it's a place filled with people of magic with mostly low tier quality, as it was already established earlier in the Clover Kingdom that the outer layer of the country is seen as the Forsaken with low born people. So imagine how bad it would be in the Grand Magic Zone where you're not even part of a country. There are also giant moving fortresses. The one we see in this week's chapter is called Candero, and it looks like the Spade Kingdom uses military tools to support their knights. It's being used to suck the magic out of people. They were picking out people from the Grand Magic Zone and taking away their magic to build up their military force so that they can invade the other countries. It also appears that these soldiers are the Spade Kingdom troops. So now we know that the Spade Kingdom is just full of awful people, which I suppose would make sense because that's where Medjugorje resides. Julius has told us that the Spade Nation worship a demon of some sort and our military base. We can assume for now that this demon is Medjugorje. We also know that Medjugorje's curse was foreshadowed even more, because in chapter 111, Noelle tells Marie, not this woman again. How do I pronounce this guy? Mereoleona? I know you guys are cringing, don't bully me please. But remember in chapter 111, Noelle tells Mereoleona that no one would tell her about her mother or what kind of person she was. This means that Tabata has had this plan since the very beginning, and now it's all coming into fruition because we know now that it's because you get cursed. So just as the Heart Queen had predicted, the Spade Kingdom troops have begun mobilizing in just half a year, and it also appears that the Spade Kingdom has taken over most of the Diamond Kingdom, and they're on track to conquer everyone. The thing I really loved about this week's chapter is the emphasis it put on Asta's new strength. The chapter even goes out of its way to keep Asta a mystery at first. The Heart Queen even refers to him as he instead of just calling him by his name, even though we know exactly who she's talking about because she mentions that he has no magic and yet he's been able to become as strong as he has. And man, has this kid become tough. The first time we technically see him in this chapter is when he's flying on his Demon Slayer sword. He's flying! No need to fly on a broom anymore, so he doesn't need that trash. My boy can fly. Kind of like Goku on his flying Nimbus, which Tabata said he's inspired from in Dragon Ball. 6 months is a really long time in the Black Clover universe. Asta and Yuno received their rewards for building magnificent records, and they could even withstand the devil in this time. I mean, Asta's arcane magic is easily tier 0 magic. Remember in the Word Magic Devil fight, Asta was trying to release more anti-magic but he couldn't control it. The first Wizard King accidentally gets yeeted by him and he says he can't use magic for a while and he himself says Asta is incredible. Lumiere, the first Wizard King, is easily a tier 0 character that has been established to be one of the greatest magic knights of all time. Without him, they wouldn't even stand a chance against the devil. So if one whack from Asta can do that, just imagine how OP he has become 6 months later. Moving on, just as the Heart Queen describes, Asta flies into action, breaking straight into the fortress ready to throw down. Asta hates anyone that discriminates and are pieces of shit. He also now has the ability to call his swords by name and have them return to him at will. Kind of like Thor, except he has to say their names. He made quick work of these soldiers and didn't even break a sweat. My G is looking like Yami, talking like Yami. He's basically a chibi Yami. So now to explain how Asta can call his sword, I think this is possible because Licht in chapter 207 and 210, he exclaims the idea that the demon swords bestows and stores magic for those who have ties to each other. It's a blade that connects to others. In chapter 207, when Licht used the sword conquering Aeon magic, he displayed god tier level magic that almost one-shot the devil. Asta realized that this was the true power of the sword and the potential that he can access. Imagine Asta doing an Aeon version of anti-magic. He then unlocked a new spell during this fight, by the way, but Licht the whole time was trying to teach Asta on how to use the swords as he looked back at him saying, bruh, did you pick up on this shit? Did you look at that shit? Did you say me try to one-shot my dude? So as we all know, Asta is an extremely fast learner. He seems to be connected to the sword as Licht stated, which gained him the ability to recall it when he needs it and ride it to fly wherever he wants. Another thing we need to mention is the Queen's all-seeing eye power. It explains why she knows so much about the Clover Kingdom because the power is utterly broken. We see her use this not only to see in her own kingdom, but also the battlefield of where the Grand Magic Zone is. So this explains to us that she must have been spying on the Clover Kingdom at some point to gain the knowledge that Asta has a devil, he defeated the Word Magic Devil, she knew about Julius becoming a kid again, she literally knew about everything that we do basically. She read the manga, fam. But what I don't understand is, the Shadow Place is a large black structure shaped like a castle. This magical space serves as a gateway from the realm of the living to the realm of the dead. So how did she exactly see into this realm? Is her power that utterly broken, or is something else going on here? I guess now it makes sense that the Queen stated to Asta that she will exchange information on anything he wants to know if they save her from the curse and destroy Medjugorje. Asta can ask about anything, maybe about the anti-magic demon inside him, his parents, or about Noelle's mother. Who knows? What would you guys ask about if you had this opportunity? Let me know in the comment section below. Lastly, it's balls deep theory time with my balls deep prediction magic, which has been lacking mana lately because I haven't been getting that much right. Oh my god. Anyway, so remember that we mentioned in our 5 things you didn't know about Yuno video. Most of you guys didn't watch this video. Please go watch it after this video. But I explained in that video a theory. In the Elf arc, everyone who was reincarnated was a noble or some kind of royalty. Well, Yuno was seemingly the only exception, being raised as a peasant and still being chosen as a vessel. Not any vessel, but Licht's son, right? Well, we believe he really may be a royalty or noble, and this chapter gave us some possible new evidence to to back up this theory. At the end of the chapter, we see a man in a weird hooded robe on the ground, dirty, beat up and barely conscious, laying outside of the church where Asta and Yuno grew up. Sister Lily notices him and he mutters the words Master Yuno. We don't know if this is going to actually be something else when the official translations are released, but for now we believe this could mean one of 3 possible outcomes. One theory is that Yuno is the captain or vice captain of the Golden Dawn now. Another is that he's from a family of nobility and his past is finally catching up to him. Anyway, the third theory is that, we're looking too deep into this and it actually means nothing. Now, the chances of the last one being true is extremely low, but we can't cancel out the possibility that it may not be what we think. Balls Deep prediction magic is powerful, but it's not always 100% correct. But while Yuno is absolutely strong enough to at least be vice captain, especially after a time skip, all the signs point towards Yuno being a noble or royal, and the person in Hajj village being related to him in some way. I mean, think about it. How did this man specifically think to come back to Hajj village just to ask for him at the orphanage? And what about when they were found as infants? They were both wearing royal clothing with their names stitched on their shirts with royal writing. What about Yuno having an elving magic stone, which is so extremely rare? He's obviously a royal, he has to be, and this just got more proof in this theory. We have to think about who named Asta and Yuno. They were already at the church with their names. Someone must have named them. That is obviously the person that left them there. So is this the man connected to Yuno's backstory, or is Yuno a captain now, so this dude just calls him master, sucking off his D? We shall see next week. Let me know what you think about this theory in the comment section below. Anyway, that's all we've got for this week. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment below, follow me on Instagram and the Twitters, and join me next time as we go balls deep.
Bye.